if Fox finishes the year like he has started, is he a legitimate MVP candidate? Seth, we'll kind of talk numbers a little bit. I mean, he's at like 35-5 roughly. The shooting numbers are pretty good. I think he's 48% on twos or overall, about 38% from three. The numbers are there. Like these are all NBA numbers. I think with the MVP, you have to split hairs, and that's when it gets into winning.
I think
Do they win enough
7-1 with him though?
Right.
I was gonna be like, well, are they gonna win enough? Well, since he kind of has come back in the lineup, yes, they're winning all their games. So
yes,
they kind of had it. They scuffled to start the season, and now he's back, and they're not. So I was initially like, nah. But if he keeps playing this way and they win, they win 80% of their games with him playing, then yeah, he'll be right there. Now I think that, that's sort of like a little bit like Mo's. If all these things happen, then Wemby will be defensive player of the year, which, that's not to pick on you, Mo. I think Wemby is, we've talked about Wemby's done everything he possibly could, and it's just too much other stuff around him. So, the weird thing is though, is like, there's still like the almost the subtle debate of did they pick the wrong point guard, and I think that's a little bit tough on them, just because how good Halliburton has become now that he's been given the keys in Indiana. But Fox has been great, and
I just don't think the difference is that much. I think ideally, and Mo, you probably agree with me here. Ideally, they would have just had both. Like, the Sabonis trade. Look, Sabonis has been a great player for them. He's a really, really productive regular season guy. But Mo, like the thing that is going to hold them back in the playoffs is going to be Sabonis, right? Like, and you could imagine a world where if they had both of those guys, it might go easier. But I mean, Mo, what Fox has done and what he does in the fourth quarter in particular, I think stands out. And when it comes to the MVP talk, if they're top three in the West and he's still putting up 30 points a game and leading these fourth quarter charges, I mean, he's going to get votes, right, Mo?
Yeah, listen, my appetite for MVP talk in November is very, very
and
low.
You know me, I haven't eaten any turkey. I can't talk about MVP, but I'm just asking, we're asking a question about the end of the season.
I get it. But it's also like really projecting so far out of what can happen. Like there's it's too tough for me. Now, look, there's an element like he's going to get votes if they're a top three team, same with Shea if OKC is a top three team, Anthony Edwards if the Wolves are a top three team. Like it's such a, I'll say this about the MVP field right now. It's quite wide when you look at in terms of at least the top five, right? Any order of Jokic, Embiid, Tatum, Giannis, Fox, Shea, Edwards. There's probably other guys I'm leaving out, like that have legitimate shots at it.
Luka.
I think there's just so
LeBron.
much.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
We can name half the league.
This is the wildest thing so far. So like this early, it's so wide that it's like for me, and I'm just going to just say like we got to wait till this thing filters down because guys will take themselves out of it on their own.
Yeah.
Can I propose a rule?
No.
Really? Okay, I'm going to anyway. The Elam ending. No. The no MVP talk until after the in-season tournament championship game.
No, tell the calendar.
I mean,
change.
I really think it's kind of New Year's. I think
it's
Christmas.
I mean, but it's going to get talked about on Christmas Day, and so it's not.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way: I'd rather MVP talk than who's the next star to get traded talk, or this star who's about to play in this game on TV. When will he get traded? I'd rather we talk about the MVP than that.
I'd rather we talk about the games.
Yeah.
But the more,
I'm not going to let the perfect be enemy of good here.